Merry Christmas, Fixer family. It's Charmin, and today is day 6 of 12 days of a rustic Christmas. And I'm going to be sharing with you some hacks and tips on creating some rustic Christmas packages. Welcome to Fixin' To. Well, guys, I hope you have gathered up your supplies for today's project. Craft paper, I got this from the Dollar Tree, as well as some of these picks and different ribbons that I got from Dollar Tree as well as other places. And we are ready to create some awesome packages. So with the first package, and typically we all have some kind of gift that is oddly shaped and hard to wrap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take this craft paper and create a bag out of it. It is super simple, and the first thing you want to do, of course, is make sure that you have enough paper that's going to completely cover it. Now, of course, we're not going to be taping to it, so just make sure you've got enough that will cover your gift. And then once we get that cut out, we're going to take the first side of it and fold it in, probably about 1/3 of it. We'll fold it in and have a little crease on that side. And then we're going to take the other side, folding it in and overlapping it about an inch, just enough to make sure that we can tape it down and create a kind of like an envelope here. Now once we have that taped up, then we're going to take the bottom part and kind of fold it up about 1/3, lifting it up and grabbing it on the two sides there, just like you saw me do. And what you're going to do is push that down and create 2 triangles, and of course creating our creases to make sure that it stays put. Then you're going to take one end of the triangle and you're going to fold it over to that middle crease that we had made and let it overlap about an inch over that line. We're going to go ahead and tape that down, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, folding it over to where the tip of it kind of overlaps about an inch, and then taping that down as well. Once you have that taped down, then you have your bag. Now this bag is a little bit too tall, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut off about 1/3 of the top. And once we cut that off, we're just going to set that aside because I'm going to use that on a later package. And then once we do that, then we're ready to place our gift down inside of our bag. You see how it looks just like it could be any kind of gift bag, and you can use any kind of wrapping paper to create these little bags. Now once you have your package in, then I just take and fold it, the top of it over twice, and I'm going to grab a stapler and staple it, I think in 2 places there, just so that it will not easily flop up. But you can tape it, you can punch holes and tie a ribbon in it. I just chose to go ahead and staple it. And then I'm going to create a big bow. The length of the ribbon that you cut is completely up to you as to how big you want your loops and how big you want your bow. But whatever you decide, you'll take your the ribbon, and you're going to kind of put it in the shape of like what the cancer awareness ribbon is, and pull down the top to the back of the center and then gather it together. I hope that makes sense. And once you gather it together, then you'll just take and twist around a chenille stem in the middle, trimming it off, and then of course creating your dovetails, and your bow is ready to go on the front of your package. Now guys, you know I love my hot glue gun, and you can even use it when you're doing wrapping packages. And there you have it. It looks absolutely cute, and your odd-shaped gift is packaged perfectly. Now this is totally optional, but I'm using colored markers to write on the front of my packages who it belongs to. Now on my second gift here, I'm going to be using, of course, the leftover that I took off of the previous package, and we're just going to wrap it as you would a normal package. And if you're not familiar with the way, I guess you could say, with this particular technique, I basically, of course, wrap it around the gift once and then leaving the sides, just folding in each corner to create little triangles and then folding down each flap and taping them. It creates a super neat looking package ready to embellish. And of course, that is exactly what we're going to do. So the first thing I'm doing is taking this buffalo check ribbon that I got at the Dollar General, and I'm just going to basically kind of measure it around the center of the package. And again, I'm going to be using my hot glue. I'm flipping back the ribbon, getting the edge there, and sticking it down, and then I'm going to be doing the exact same thing on the other side, just kind of trimming it so it looks nice and neat, flipping it back, getting that hot glue on the corner, and then sticking it down. Once my ribbon is on there and this looks super neat, you can keep it just like this, but I'm going to take a piece of greenery from a floral pick from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to take this and kind of just cut the plastic end off of it and simply just glue this down with a little bit, these are bigger berries that were on this particular pick, and I'm just going to use that, some hot glue, and voila, I have a super cute rustic package. Now, how many of you have cut your paper thinking it was big enough and come to find out it is too small either way you try to wrap this package? I have done it several times myself, and I came across this hack that I had to share with you guys. If you take your package and laying it on your paper, turn it diagonally to where it looks like it is offset and you have points that come from each side of your package. And you'll just pull each point in, first doing the top, and then you're going to do the bottom, taping each point down. And then once you get this, if it is a little long on one point, I like to just fold mine down just to kind of give it that clean edge, and it's all on the bottom, and you'll get that one taped down. Now once you get the top and bottom done, then you're going to do a little bit of creasing and folding in on both sides. If you'll just kind of watch what I'm doing here on you'll see that I'm pushing down from that top piece and then folding around that corner. And it's going to look a little oblong and like this is just not going to work, but just work with the paper, and I promise you, you won't waste any wrapping paper of any kind, and you will be able to do it on both sides and then pulling it up to the bottom of your package and taping it. I kid you not, this will cover your package perfectly. Now once you get that one end kind of folded into your triangle, there will be a little offset of piece of paper. I just trimmed mine up so that I had the perfect little triangle over there, so that when I pulled it up onto the bottom of my package, it looked all nice and neat, even though we are going to, of course, embellish and make this look super cute. You're going to do the same thing to the other side. Pulling in both of your sides, trimming up the little excess that hangs over, and then taping it to the bottom. So once you get this taped, you will see that your little package is all nice and covered and looks great. So we're going to kind of give this a rustic glam, if that's even such a thing. I thought, because the brown paper, of course, gives it that rustic look, but then I wanted to give it a little bit of a, I guess you could say, a glam look in a way, because this is for my mother-in-law, and so I wanted to be able to give her something that was super pretty. And I just wrapped the ribbon from the top around, flipped it over, twisted at the bottom, and brought it up to the top and tied a little bow. Now, I wish I'd have made it a little bit longer to have a little bit bigger bow, but it still turned out super cute. Now, I found some of these glitzy little berries and, of course, another piece of greenery, and just hot glued that onto this package as well. Now for my final package, now I'm going to be using some solid white wrapping paper. Now guys, I love using solid colors, whether it's the craft paper or a solid color of regular wrapping paper, because you can do so much with it and it doesn't have all the patterns. Now if you love the pattern paper, you can still use these tips. But now I decided to go ahead and just wrap it just like normal, getting it using the little pulled-in corners and getting it nice and pretty. But once I got finished with this, you can't tell it here, but you can see through the paper. So what did I do? I wrapped it twice. So we're just going to wrap this one up twice, and then of course do a cute embellishment to this. Now I'm using yarn. This is yarn from Walmart. And just doing something super simple by going around the top of my package, I guess you could say the top third, and using a little bit of hot glue to make sure that this stays in place in the back, and then taking and just wrapping it several times around, tying it off in the back again. And then you remember the ornaments that I made for day 4. I'm going to grab one of those and I'm going to place that on the front. Now guys, these can be done personalized, and use these wood ornament rounds for putting their names on it, or maybe something more personal, or just a fun, pretty ornament for someone. So really, you have 2 gifts in one. Tying the baker's twine around the yarn and tying a little bow in it, I think just finished it off nicely. I have to say that I love a beautifully wrapped package. And I have a question for you. Down in the comment section below, let me know, have you finished your Christmas shopping? I have to confess, I have not. I try to get it done early every year, and I fail at that. But I'm closer than I was last year at this time. As you know, I'm so glad that you guys joined me today, and I hope that you got some great tips for your gift wrapping this season. And always remember to keep looking up, because that's where it all is. I'll see you on the next video.